The closing exhibit of this academic year, here at Casa Italiana, Zerilli-Marimò at New York University, this year is dedicated to the history of the LGBTQ movement in Italy, beginning with the 80s. The 80s were a moment of particular social effervescence. It seems that everything was about to change. And of course, the LGBTQ movement also played a very important role in contributing to the change of Italian society. The thing that you should expect to find here, it's not paintings, obviously, or sculptures. It's documents. Documents include books, include flyers announcing protests or announcing particular events. This exhibit is curated by Michele Bertolino and Giulia Sbaffi, and I'm particularly happy to say that Giulia just completed her PhD here at New York University in the Department of Italian Studies, and it's always great to see when our graduate students graduate also with the experience of curating an exhibit on such delicate topics with such competence, professionalism.
It's very important for me to be here surrounded by all my colleagues and friends. I want to thank everyone who supported us in doing this. I hope this can give you the sense that these things are possible and that there is life behind the dissertation, and this dissertation can be actually alive and be painted on the wall. I can give you this as a kind of testimony.
The exhibition comes out of multiple hours.
The idea for this exhibition came to me and Michele in August of 2023. I was just finished my PhD. I work on the politicization of sex work in Italy. He was here with Lina Pallotta to present the work that he did on Porpora Marcasciano, trans activists. We want to think through this history of the 1980s, and we want to go against the idea of the withdrawal and actually show how much life and how much antagonism there was in the 80s. And so we were like, why don't we design an exhibition together? And so that's how we started. The exhibition is composed of three elements. The first element is the bibliography, and you'll see this giant reproduction of titles of books that we selected. Then there is another dimension, that's the reproduction of documents in a bigger format that define the series of years that we think are like watershed in reading this movement. These 7 years help you read all the documents that you see on these walls that covers that history in more details. You'll never see one single individual represented in these documents. You'll always see like group of people together, demonstration, marching, hugging, talking. And this is very important for us because we are trying to give back this idea of collectivity and collective desire, collective participation. The element of circularity is definitely key in reading this exhibition, and it's immediate for the viewer because you see that there is repetition. So we try also not to think the history of queer movement is a history that's developing and progressing, meaning more access to right, meaning better future, not necessarily. It depends on the relationship with the institution, the needs and desires of the people, the demographic of the people. Are those people migrants? Do they need the access to rights in a certain way or others? There is an abundance of documents. There is an abundance of resources, because these people have been collecting and photographing and keeping memories of everything they did, and they did it for us, and they did it for the future, and they did it to leave a trace. So archive it in their house, private archive. They're often defunded or have a lot of funding, but they're yet trying their best to digitalize material and make it accessible to everyone who wants to access that.